Welcome back to another What's Sold Weekend Edition video. These are my eBay sales from Friday, November 14th until Monday morning, November 17th, when I am filming this. So real quick, before I jump into the sales, in the comments, I did put the new video schedule for the next, like month and a half or whatever, at least through December, maybe even January. I don't know yet, but it's going to be the Monday What Sold, and then Thursday and Sundays will be like a shopping video or a haul or whatever. You guys know the type of stuff I put out. For a couple of reasons. Number one, I won't be sourcing quite as much without the yard sales for right now. And also I do want to spend, a little more time listing and kind of preparing for next yard sale season. Got to start thinking about it now because it'll be here before we know it. So yeah, and I mean, with the holidays coming up, who knows how much I'll even get done with that either, but we shall see. And I do have like some things at my house that are being done and stuff like that. So I don't really know how much time I'm going to spend in the warehouse, at least over the next 2 weeks. But I definitely want to try to, get things up for the holidays. And that is quickly approaching. So anyway, that will be the new schedule for right now. You guys know that could change. I may end up putting a bonus video out or, we'll see what happens. But that's kind of the schedule for now. Anyway, I guess we will get into what's sold. It was a little bit slower of a weekend. I did have my store on vacation mode on Friday because I was out at a couple different sales, and I knew I wasn't going to make it back in time to do my shipping, and I do have 1-day handling, so business day handling, not the weekends. But anyway, so I did put my store on vacation mode for Friday. So usually when I do that, sales are a little bit slower. But let's jump into what's sold. So first thing is a pair of Not Your Daughter's Jeans Ella Poetry denim shorts. Kind of love that shorts are still selling in November. These sold for $19.99 plus shipping. These came from a Whatnot show over the summer. I think this is the second pair I've sold. I had 4 pair of these. Next is a MacDougall black burnout velvet dress. This sold on best offer of $225. I actually picked this up on my way to either Connecticut or Massachusetts in August. And I listed it about a month, not even a month ago, and it sold. It sold pretty quick. So that was a great find, new with the tags. Next is a Disney Store Pooh Family Ornament Set. One is broken, which I did, put in the title. This set sold for $35. This came from an estate sale back in the spring. Then I sold to the same buyer, I sold a Lenox Opal Innocence rectangular serving platter, and the same buyer also purchased the 16-inch oval serving platter. These sold for a total of $95 plus shipping. Glad I got those listed. They were a flea market pickup over the summer, and I was like, I know someone is going to need these for the holidays. I do still have a smaller oval one left. Then I sold some Quacker Factory button covers. I sold 2 different sets to the same buyer. I think she was here last week in the video. Maybe she purchased 2 sets from me. Anyway, she purchased 3 Quacker Factory turkey fall Thanksgiving button covers for $12 plus shipping on best offer, and 4 farm style sheep, cows, barn for $12. I will ship those together. Next, I sold a pair of American Eagle favorite boyfriend jeans, size 2. Not that that matters. For $16.95 plus shipping. Then from a recent rummage sale. I picked this purse up not even 2 weeks ago, I guess, and this sold on best offer of $75 plus shipping. This is a Brahmin Alley Sling backpack. Then I sold a set of shiny bright ornaments, 12 in the box. These sold for $30 plus shipping. Then I sold a Bath & Body Works 3-wick candle holder. This sold for $19.99 with free shipping. I purchased this, I think in Massachusetts, maybe Connecticut, over the summer in August. I had 2 of those. That's the last one to sell. And then I sold this Longaberger Revere bowl basket. This sold for a best offer of $60 plus shipping. Then I sold 4 Oneida Community Fantasy Rose fruit orange spoons. So yeah, they have like the serrated, I think they're also called grapefruit spoons. The serrated edge. These sold for $19.99 plus shipping. Then I sold a 3-pack of indoor wireless remote outlets. These sold for $24.99 with free shipping. That was a recent listing. Next, I sold 3 sets of Fjord Farberware Place Oval Soup Spoons. These 3 sets sold for a total of $89.97 plus shipping. Then I sold this Nicole Sayer, I don't know how you say it, Christmas box. This I picked up at a thrift store a few weeks ago. This sold for $39.99 plus shipping. Then I sold a L'Occitane Jasmine and green tea perfume. This sold for $199.99 plus shipping. This was an estate sale pickup over the summer. Oh, such a fantastic sale. I think I have sold almost all of the L'Occitane that I had now, and I'll tell you, I made a killing on these perfumes. Next, I sold a set of 6 vintage Putz houses, made in Japan. I picked these up at the sale, if you guys remember the video, the sale where I got all of the Sears frog stuff. I picked these up and they're in such poor condition, but I said, you know what? I'm going to list them. Maybe someone crafty will still have use for them. Like the windows are broken out and they're just in really bad condition, which I made sure to note in the title and in the description and of course in my photos. But they still sold for $19.99 plus shipping. Then I sold a Penn State Santa's Workshop elf ornament. This sold for $16.99 with free shipping. Next, I sold 2 Tupperware slimline pitchers. These actually went to the OG Lori, who is a viewer. Thank you, Lori. These sold for $36 with free shipping. These were a recent listing. I'm trying to work through kind of like current items that I'm picking up and some of my items that have been sitting around from the summer. And then I sold these 6 vintage melamine egg cups. These sold for $19.99 plus shipping. I think I got those at a rummage sale last year. Next is a Colleen Lopez faux leather jacket. This sold for $24 on best offer plus shipping. That also came from the same Whatnot show that I bought from. I did a haul for it over the summer, but that came from the same show as the shorts that sold. I actually sold 3 things this weekend, and I still have to list most of that stuff. I only listed a few of the items. Well, more than a few, but not, I didn't list all of them. Let's put it that way. So I need to do that because this stuff is selling. Anyway, next is a 2024 Hallmark Polar Express Santa Bell. This sold for $17.99 with free shipping. And then I sold this Ruggard Streak camera bag. This sold for $19.99 with free shipping. The other item from that I bought from the Whatnot show is this Lululemon Back in Action long sleeve shirt. This sold on best offer of $40 plus shipping. The only thing I sold the gloves now too. I sold the gloves and I sold this shirt and I think I have the tennis outfit listed still. I did end up keeping the hat for myself. I've been wearing that when I walk the dogs at night. Next is a Leatherology small zipper jewelry case. This sold for $30 plus shipping. Then I sold the 2 Yankee Candle jar charms on an offer of $12 a piece, so $24 with free shipping to the same buyer. Next, I sold a Colette white navy long sleeve top. This sold for $12.99 plus shipping. This I've had for a while. Then I sold a pair of vintage Lee Sands cat earrings. These sold on best offer of $15 plus shipping. Next, I sold 2 sets of these Ralph Lauren Gretchen tartan plaid dinner napkins. Both sets sold for a total of $54 plus shipping. Then I sold, I think this is the first roll of the vintage wrapping paper that I picked up in Massachusetts. I think this is the first roll to sell. This is the Care Bears roll, and it sold for $24.99 plus shipping. Next is a Lenox Butterfly Meadow small canister. This came from a fairly recent rummage sale. This sold for $45 plus shipping. And lastly, we have 12 Minton Ancestral bread and butter plates. These sold for $44.99 plus shipping. So that is going to wrap up the what sold for this weekend. Like I said, it was a little slower. This month in general, I feel like has been a little bit slower. It hasn't been the typical Q4, but that could be for many different reasons. A big one being, the government shut down for so long and everything else. I think that's definitely affected some sales and everything. I don't know. How have your sales been? If you sell, let me know what your sales have been like. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to get to work. I have to ship all of this stuff now and try to get some listings up tonight. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.